Hi, I'm Donny Meddler, and welcome to another episode of Meddler's Corner. On today's episode, I had the esteemed privilege to sit down with Bobby, one of the founders of RebelCon. RebelCon this summer will be August 7th through 9th, held at the Frisco Convention Center. Please, if you're in the area, do attend. You don't want to miss out. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, you've been doing this. We're going into year 3, you said.
Mhm.
So, how did RebelCon get started? What was the thought behind it?
So Rebel Scum Con kind of started, I want to say, back in 2021-ish a little bit. Um, it the earlier conversations or earliest conversations about a quote Rebel Scum Con came down to me and my partner Josh, who's another one of the founders of RSC. Josh Durazo and I have been running Order 66 toys for almost a decade together now. And he started that back in 2010. It was the world's first official Star Wars collectible toy store. We're still operating, um, especially virtually. Every Friday night on Facebook, we go live at 7 and showcase all kinds of cool, unique Star Wars toys and collectibles from all over. And
Okay.
we're coming up on our 400th Friday Night Live show, which is really
Wow.
exciting. Um, and the journey through Order 66 and just being present in the Star Wars community and making fun fan content and just going live and being silly and having fun with it, I guess put us on Philip Wise's radar. And we didn't know it was for the mantle of rebelscum.com, but that's what it was for. And in those first conversations, when we still didn't know what we were there for yet, he kept asking hypotheticals. What would you do if? How could you see this? How could you see that? What would you do in this situation? Things like that. And then one of those questions was, um, what's one of the first things you would do with something like rebelscum.com? And that was one of Josh's first answers was, well, I would love to do maybe a Rebel Scum kind of convention eventually down the road. Fast forward to 22, um, we're at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim with our other now founder and fellow partner, Kentucky, and having a great time. We're running the Order 66 Toys slash rebelscum.com booth, selling shirts and all kinds of other cool merch and getting content for the website and all that good stuff. And we had already kind of been like toying with the idea of doing it for real eventually. And then Tucky, I think, really got a taste for it at Celebration. And those conversations turned more serious. And then in 2024, we had our first Rebel Scum Con in June, and it was an absolute blast. We did that one in Allen, Texas. And then last year, we had our second Rebel Scum Con in Frisco, and we will be hosting Rebel Scum Con year 3 this August 7th through the 9th, 2026, once again at the Frisco Conference Center. And we'll be inviting all kinds of Star Wars fans out, as well as bringing a bunch of Star Wars celebrity guests, a ton of which we already have announced so far for year 3. And while we're recording this right now, I'll actually be going live later today announcing 2 more.
Nice, nice. So I went to year 2 last year, and we have a bunch of our members up here in West Texas that went to year 1. And they felt it was very homey, felt it was a great vibe. It was that small Star Wars convention. And then year 2, like when I went, it felt like a celebration. It was huge.
Mm.
That was one of the biggest conventions, at least Star Wars wise, I ever went to. Were y'all thinking that year 2 was going to be such a hit as it was? Because, I mean, if you think about year 1, and where y'all were in Allen, and then to
Mhm.
year two, it shot off like a rocket ship, and I thought that that was absolutely incredible.
Well, thank you so much. Um, I thought it would be bigger than year 1. I didn't expect it to be as big on year 2, but I'm very and I speak for my other partners on this too, very grateful. We are very grateful for the reception that both years have gotten so far from all of the fans who have attended or have seen the content from it and liked it and thought it was cool, whether that was a panel or another really cool fan moment. Uh, yeah, I didn't expect it to grow as much as it did so quickly from 1 to 2. I don't think any of us really did, but I mean, of course, we hoped, because
Yeah, yeah,
that that honestly only makes it so the event can continue to grow and be better and more entertaining and have more experiences like we all want to have. Because
absolutely.
I mean, as Star Wars fans, we don't want to just show up, here's your autograph, maybe buy a toy, okay, see you later, get out of here,
Yeah,
beat it, see you in the next year. um, we want to make sure that we have things like that, but also have some of the other events and activities and just little things that are ingrained in the Star Wars fandom and our culture as Star Wars fans, like swag trades and gaming and um, activities for the younglings, foundlings, whatever you want to call them, lings, to be able to do and be involved and have a good time. Um, Having music events, having uh, tournaments, and also having the various clubs and other fan groups that not only cosplay but set up their own unique experiences and immersion for the fans as well. And all of that just kind of comes together to make this event not just about celebrating, one Star Wars movie or a show or, a book or something. It's
right.
celebrating all of that, plus
Mhm,
all of us as well that make up this fandom.
absolutely. Um, so we're going into years three.
Mhm.
Is there one thing, two things, or three things that you yourself are really looking forward to?
Yes, actually. There's a few things. Some I can't quite talk about yet because we will be announcing those soon.
Okay.
Um, but I'm very excited for another Bunta because it that was an absolute blast on year 2, and something we wanted to do on year 1, eh, especially having some kind of live music event. That was
Hmm.
something we really, really tried for and just couldn't get any kind of traction on between the city and the venue we had at the time. Yeah, I'm really excited about Bunta. The VCN has some really cool guests and things planned for that on year 3. Um, I'm excited for a lot of the new things Sabak for Charity has in store for us on this year, because they have been ramping up their tournaments as well in their um, tournament league or season.
Okay.
I feel like you know what I'm trying to say.
You
Um,
know more about that than I do. I mean,
oh
I want to
yeah,
learn how to play sabacc. Like,
yeah.
this is my first year, going through the 501st, Dark Empire, Rebel Legion, all those LFL
Mhm.
clubs. And so I saw sabacc at Jaws Con, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a huge immersive experience. And I was
Yeah,
like, I want to learn, but it was so busy, and like, I got caught up doing other things. So I was like
yeah,
ADHD. I was like, oh, piece of
yeah. Look at
candy.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
piece of candy. Oh.
yeah, yeah.
So,
We really try to load it down with those fun and exciting things.
mhm,
That are, "Oh, look at that. Oh, look at this." Um, Sabak for Charity is definitely one of those big attention grabbers and fun free activities you can participate at Rebel Scum Con. Um, so they host a tournament season that encompasses multiple events. MegaCon is one of them as well. So if you guys are in the Florida area and you're going to MegaCon, make sure you go visit Sabak for charity. They're going to be by the clubs in the Mas Rodinas, I believe is what it's called.
Okay.
Their little city area. It's so cool. If you haven't seen that either, oh my gosh, as a fan, what a treat. It is one of the coolest club convention areas that I have ever seen. And I've been to a few celebrations.
Yeah,
It's
I
it's
think I
very
just saw
impressive.
something on Instagram, like their little setup area, their Sabak setup area. It is massive. It's like, so there's like 100 by 100 foot Star Wars experience area, and then like
That's
another
Mas
half,
Rodinas.
and then another half is just Sabak. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yes, the block has been blowing up in popularity and their footprint in the community, and for good reason. Jonathan and his team have been doing an amazing job spreading not only a lot of fan fun and immersion and good fan
Mhm.
experiences, but they've also been, raising money for years now for tons of local charities, not just over there, but even over here in North Texas when they visit us for Rebel Scum Con. In the past couple of years, they have partnered with Ronald McDonald House of Dallas. I'm not sure who we're partnering with yet on year 3, but it'll be one of the locals for sure.
So I guess going into, we're going into year 3 over here at Frisco. How does it feel to be looked at as a Texas Star Wars celebration?
Uh, how does it feel? Um, I don't know. I mean, it feels cool in a sense.
Mm.
Like there's there's a sense of accomplishment to you guys experiencing what we set out to accomplish. We didn't necessarily set out with the goal to be another celebration, if that makes sense, or to
Yeah.
um yeah, no, that's basically we never really set out to be another celebration.
Okay.
Because we ourselves are also fans of Star Wars Celebration. I mean, it's been around
Right.
forever. But my partners and I did notice a sizable gap in between celebrations and thought, well, why should we wait that long for all of us to get together?
Right.
Um, we're going to be getting together at Celebration no matter what with our fellow fans, and
Mhm.
um, many of us continue to attend. And I mean, I know the majority of the team is planning on attending 27 because it's a huge and amazing event. I mean, it really is the biggest Star Wars fan event. It's awesome. Uh, so I don't know. I think it's really cool and really nice that we've done enough and gained enough goodwill to be recognized alongside it.
Okay.
It is a very special feeling to have.
Because, I mean, looking at your progression from year 1 and now year 2, going into year 3, I'm so excited. Like I left last year wanting more. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this
Me
was
too.
the coolest thing I have ever been
Well, thank you.
to." And the people that you invite, and the really cool thing that y'all do is the guests that y'all invited for year 1, you also invited back again for year 2. And here in West Texas, we love one of the actors, Chris Bartlett,
Mm,
who does, C3PO, other droids out there
yeah.
for the Star Wars universe. And I love how at y'all's con, those actors are, they're very personal with people. Yes, it's small, but it's also big, but it's also just that right size where, those actors can have those moments with the fans. They can, they can say thank you. They they look you in the eye. They have a personal conversation with you, and getting to experience that as a fan was, I guess, like I was 7 years old again, watching Star Wars for the first time. It's like, oh my gosh, I just had a conversation with Sam Witwer. The coolest thing,
Oh
I
yeah.
was I was the guy dressed up as Balin, and Sam was walking to the club area, and in just a passing conversation, he decides to go, you should probably watch season two, and then just casually walks away. And I was like, what are you doing to me? Why would you just say that and then walk away?
Well, and then like I mean, not just season 2 do we have of Ahsoka to be excited about, but dude, Maul Shadow Lord is so close,
I am so
and they
excited.
they keep like things just keep getting sprinkled out there, like little
Mhm.
nuggets, little clues. Sam keeps saying cool little things, like he was saying something about Savage the other day, and how the character is going to be referenced and is going to be in it, kind of like in a flashback kind of sense, or at least talked about in a flashback kind of sense, and that Maul's going to be reflecting on his relationship and how he treated or maybe even mistreated his brother, uh, and reflecting on that too, which I thought was really cool. And I'm like, okay, just go ahead, just put it on Disney Plus right now. Just go ahead and put it on there so we can
Release
watch it.
it.
It like just yeah, put it on there. Let's watch it. Let's.
Yeah,
I don't like to wait for Star Wars.
I don't either. It's like I start like, what's happening? What's going on? What's
Right. It's.
um,
I wish they would stop moving around the times when episodes drop. Um, not because I want it at a sooner or a later, just because I like to know when to expect it, and I also kinda like waiting until 2 a.m. and seeing it,
yeah,
and it
me
just that
too.
excitement of, okay, it's the middle of the night, it's everything's quiet, it's perfect,
Mhm.
and I like, there's nowhere else you can be other than or need to be other than right here watching what's about to be new to Star Wars. It's an awesome
So
feeling.
again, thank you for your time,
Mhm.
Bobby. I really, really do appreciate you taking your time to talk to me. I know you're busy and you're about to get ready for another live show here coming up. Is there anything you could give us? Just a little sprinkle, that sprinkle on the donut for Rebel Scum Con 3.
Rebel Scum Con 3. A little sprinkle of something. Hmm. What I can say is the two guests I'm about to announce are from a Disney Plus series in that Mando era.
Okay.
That I can say because this will be later. But also there are some other really cool guests from another recent Disney Plus thing that we're working on that I think might blow your
My
mind a little bit.
my Balin Skull character is requesting Shin Hati. I
Mm,
just I need it.
Shin would be awesome. Shin would
But,
be really, really awesome. I mean, really, I would be excited for anyone from Ahsoka. I
absolutely.
really loved Ahsoka season 1. I'm
I thought it
really
was
excited for Ahsoka
incredible.
season 2.
I,
There's just when we get to explore the Force in
mhm.
Star Wars, and especially explore kind of like the I don't know if Eldridge stuff is the right word. but maybe like the deification side of it, the the f- the universal framework of the
Yes,
galaxy far, far away side of it, the like the world between worlds when they do Mortis stuff,
yes,
when
yes.
they bring in these impossible, powerful characters and
Mhm.
concepts
So,
that take this practically unknowable thing and just give it a little bit more context.
and
And now we're
it's
gonna get to see more of that in live action with
mhm.
season 2 of Ahsoka. I
A- and I
I can't
think
wait.
with what Ahsoka season one did for me was we got in characters that for the first time Disney just didn't spoon feed us everything and anything about these characters. Like
Mm,
I left season one going, who is Balin Skull? Who is
mm,
Shin?
yeah.
Where did they come from? Who
I have a
are they?
fun fan theory about Shin, if you wanna hear it at some
Tell,
point.
let's hear it. Tell
Okay.
me right now.
It could be a bit of a stretch. It could be a bit of a
Okay.
stretch. Um, and it could be that Shin Hati is just a force sensitive that ended up in the care and tutelage of Balin Skull at some point. That's cool. That's fine. If that's her character, that's her character. But there's a small window where it's possible, and because I believe, um, I want to say maybe there was something. No, that might not be right. I'm not going to say that part. But so we know Balin Skull was a Jedi during the time of the Clone Wars. Okay,
Yes.
we know that somewhere in between Order 66 and Ahsoka, Balin Skull became a mercenary, which is not a very Jedi thing to do. So Balin Skull, who is this now dark Jedi kind of character, because clearly he's not a Sith. He doesn't seem to embody anything the Sith teach or believe. He doesn't try to train Shin in any kind of Sith teachings that we've seen or experienced before. Even some of his training to her still invoke the Jedi Order a bit, but it's Balin's twisted sense of it.
Yes.
Um, so there's that. There's his questionable moral complex, we'll say, and then there's Shin. Okay, Shin and her age being close to Sabine somewhat. We can gather that she was probably either a child already around by the time of Order 66, like Sabine, or maybe she's a little bit younger. Because we don't know Shin's exact age, I don't think. At least not that I've seen. And if someone
I
knows,
haven't seen
please
anything.
correct me. But I theorize that Shin Hati, given her abilities, given who Balin is and what little we know of his status from the Jedi,
Mhm.
that maybe she is the child of Asajj Ventress and Quinlan Voss. Because we know they had a child from Dark Disciple, which is canon.
Okay.
We don't know what happened with that child. We know Quinlan Voss escaped and helped with the hidden path.
Okay.
And we know that Asajj, did I say Savage earlier? We know that
No,
Asajj
you said
is
Asajj.
blonde,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
Shinhati is also
Is
blonde.
blonde.
And
Oh my gosh.
so close enough kind of in age from what we see of her to
hmm
maybe be that child. It's possible since Balin Skull was in the Jedi Order around that time, he probably knew Quinlan Voss since Quinlan Voss was another Jedi who had questionable morals from time to time and was even,
Oh.
kind of like the undercover cop for the Jedi Order from time to time as well, doing,
hmm
all kinds of undercover work in the underground in the galaxy far, far away, which we see him doing in Star Wars: The Phantom Menace when his character was created. Because originally, fun fact, Quinlan Voss was just a background character in The Phantom Menace. He wasn't actually a Jedi when that movie was first shot. He was just some dude sitting in Mos Espa. And then later on, someone made him a Jedi, and they went back and they're like, "Yep, that's Quinlan Voss. He was in Phantom Menace. Isn't that cool?" It is. It is cool. But yeah, that's how Quinlan Voss came around. But I think it's probable that Shin could possibly, maybe, be their child. That she's around the
Okay.
right age, without getting a hard set number. There could be some kind of relation, or not relation, acquaintanceship
Hmm.
between uh, Balin and Quinlan at some point. It's very likely they cross paths at the temple at one point or another, and it would make sense that if there was another Jedi who survived the purge, who was trying to continue the legacy of the Jedi, or try to continue the legacy of the Jedi in this new weird galaxy that has been turned on its head because of Order 66, that someone like Quinlan would probably entrust his daughter and her Force training, if he has a daughter, to another Jedi that he knew of or knew within the Jedi Order that he also came from.
Okay.
It's a bit of a
That
stretch,
it. I'm going
but
to jump on that bandwagon. That is a very cool theory.
maybe.
I'm gonna have to say I'm on it.
Maybe. I mean, until more information comes out that contradicts it, which always could happen. And like I said, she could just be Shinhati, just a
Yeah,
force sensitive that ended up in the tutelage of Balin Skull, and it goes from there. That is totally fine too. But it would be cool. Just saying, it would be
that
cool.
would be really cool. I think that would be awesome. Well, Bobby, thank you again for joining me. I know you're
Mhm.
busy and you got another live show to do. I hope you have a good night. But again, thank you so much for taking your time to do this with me. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely, dude. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for coming out and, and enjoying year two. And I'm very excited. That's one of the other things I forgot to answer earlier. Very excited to share year three with you guys. Um, I'm very much a more the merrier kind of a person, and so is the rest of us. But seeing all of you in person again is one of the things, probably the thing, for Rebel Scum Con 3 I am looking forward to the most, because the experiences that we have planned and are also developing as other heads start talking to us are awesome. They're going to be a lot of fun. Some of them will be slightly enhanced from the ones you had last year too. But that aside, I mean, it's all of us sharing it together that I'm truly most excited for.
Same. Couldn't agree more. All right, Bobby. Well, thank you again.
Thank
I'll
you.
I'll watch that live. I'll be there. So you have a good night, sir.
You too, man. I'll see you then.